In the early 1980s, America was facing challenges on many fronts: an escalating Cold War, a struggling economy, and a divided nation. But then, in 1981, Ronald Reagan became the 40th President of the United States, and his leadership would dramatically reshape the country. Let's dive into how his policies and actions changed America and the world. One of the most defining aspects of Reagan's presidency was his approach to the Cold War. Reagan famously called the Soviet Union the evil empire, and he took a hard stance against communism. But he also understood the power of diplomacy, which led to a breakthrough in U.S.-Soviet relations. Reagan's meetings with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev in the mid-1980s led to the signing of the INF Treaty, eliminating an entire class of nuclear weapons. His combination of military buildup and diplomatic outreach helped end the Cold War and bring about the eventual collapse of the Soviet Union. Domestically, Reagan implemented a series of economic policies known as Reaganomics, which focused on tax cuts, deregulation, and reducing government spending. His goal was to encourage economic growth by stimulating the private sector. The results were clear. During the 1980s, the U.S. economy grew significantly, creating millions of jobs. But not everyone benefited equally. Critics argue that Reagan's policies widened the gap between the rich and poor, increasing income inequality and adding to the national debt. Reagan's military strategy was another cornerstone of his presidency. He increased defense spending significantly, aiming to outpace the Soviet Union and establish American dominance in military technology. One of his most ambitious proposals was the Strategic Defense Initiative, or Star Wars, a missile defense system in space that would protect America from nuclear attacks. While SDI never fully materialized, it showed Reagan's commitment to confronting the threat of Soviet aggression. Beyond foreign policy and economics, Reagan's presidency was also marked by his strong stance on social issues. As a champion of traditional family values, Reagan aligned himself with the growing conservative movement and worked closely with religious groups to promote policies on issues like abortion and school prayer. His leadership shaped the moral and political landscape of America, influencing generations of voters and politicians alike. Ronald Reagan's presidency left an indelible mark on both the United States and the world. He navigated the complexities of the Cold War, transformed the U.S. economy, and reshaped American culture in ways that continue to be felt today. Whether you agree with his policies or not, there's no denying the profound influence he had on the 20th century and beyond. Reagan once said, "The future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted, it belongs to the brave." And, in many ways, his presidency was a bold vision for a new America. What do you think was Reagan's greatest achievement?